Hey everybody, welcome to Advanced Shouting alongside Dan Petru and my favorite son, Zachary Fogelman. I'm Noah Fogelman, part 10. Hopefully we're here next week. He's still on assignment somewhere, but we'll monitor his progress as well. Everyone subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook, subscribe on Twitter. Dan, we got a developing situation, don't we?
Oh yeah, Bill Pito.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. NHL.
Bill Pito was one of the voices of NHL Tonight back in the day. He used to steal from the cafeteria every day. He would just walk in, fill up his plate, and just walk right out.
Yeah, you know what bugged me about the cafeteria? And okay, Dan and I both worked at ESPN
For a combined maybe 26 years.
Exactly. That you can order the same thing every night. Say, chicken fingers and fries. It'd be a different price every night.
Every day. Yeah.
Same amount, different price every night.
Every night.
Yeah. But all right. Sometimes it'd be undercooked, overcooked, but no, whatever. NHL is back on ESPN. So it's kind of like the United Nations, where ESPN is the UN, and now they could recognize hockey as a sport again. Because the past, 17 years, I guess, almost 17 years, it wasn't available. So, or you can say the blip, its return from Thanos' snap. That's another one. But hockey's back on ESPN. What do you think there?
Well, Zach wasn't even alive, right?
What? He was born that year.
Okay.
Year. So he doesn't know anything about.
Oh yeah, Zach, go first.
Was that Zach?
I wasn't even born when they left.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't know, Gary Thorne, Bill Clement, the music, NHL Tonight, the original one, not the one on NHL Network now.
Both myself and your father worked on NHL Tonight.
Yes, I love doing that show. The show is fantastic.
So what do you think, Zach? Are you excited? As one of the Utes, of America, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I'll watch it wherever a game is being broadcasted to or streamed on. I don't really care what it's being played on.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it should be. I mean, hockey on ESPN, it's never going to be the most, I won't say popular, but the most focused sport, because, they have basketball, they have football. Baseball is kind of taking a back seat on ESPN. It's going to be interesting to see. 25 games, spread out between ESPN and ABC. But this is a big streaming deal. And the big positive about this deal is the streaming deal, Dan.
Absolutely, because they ESPN bought MLB BAM years ago, which is the software that everyone uses to stream, the best software ever created when it comes to streaming live events. So now that will be used. It's used for NHL TV now too, but that was a big part of it too. So the big thing is hundreds of games on Hulu. And also, if you have ESPN Plus, the entire NHL TV package will fold into ESPN Plus, fold in the cheese. So the entire package goes into ESPN Plus. So you're looking at 1,200 games on ESPN Plus. All your out-of-market games. Hey, do I want to watch the Jets tonight or the Oilers? Now you can see Connor McDavid play every night if you want to. And that's the first, when I get home from work, if the Oilers are playing, like we weren't doing a show right now, first thing I do right now is put Connor McDavid on because he's a must-watch. So I think that's where the meat and potatoes of this deal is. This is a great deal for Hulu. This is a great deal for ESPN Plus. There's been some talk about cross-promotion on Disney Plus as well. So I think when you look at it from a streaming standpoint, I think it's a great deal. And look, it's $400 million a year for the league, about $12.5 million per team. And look at what they were getting now from NBC. That's over double. So I think if you're the league, this is great.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to take the negative part.
Yeah, you've been doing that all day, so here we go.
I might as well. Okay, the streaming part, that's fantastic. That outweighs the negatives. But 25 games on regular cable.
Who cares, Grandpa? No one watches games on cable.
Did I let you talk? Let me talk. Okay. Not every fan is our age, or has streaming. So you got to cater also towards the older folks who don't want to pay the, ESPN Plus is probably going to end up being $25 a month now.
But you get Hulu and Disney Plus with that.
Let me finish. It's a great bundle. I have it too. You have it or you steal it. So it's great. But 25 games, you borrow it, exactly. Who knows what time, because ESPN is famous for this, games being everywhere. You don't know when or where they're going to be. And that's probably the biggest negative.
I'm just going to watch it on ESPN Plus like everyone else is.
Let me finish. The biggest negative, I think, besides that, is the fact that during the conference call today, Gary Bettman said that the cap is not going up in the next couple of years. It's going to stay flat or near flat. If they're getting all this money, because ESPN or Disney's not the only partner in all this,
right?
Secondary partner. So combined, it's going to be over $2 billion.
Right.
Why can't they take some of this money, like the NBA did with their TV contract, put it towards the salary cap? Their salary cap is, I don't know what it is, because it's a joke, because everyone goes over the cap. NHL's a hard cap. Why can't it go up $5 million, at least $5 million with this deal?
It probably will once all their losses have been recouped from the last 2 years.
True, but they don't have enough in their escrow accounts for this?
Clearly not. That's what Bettman said.
I mean,
do you want to know what the NBA cap is?
What?
Do you want to know what the NBA cap is?
It's like 121 million, right?
It's 109.140 million.
All right, and every team goes over, which is a joke. You know, imagine if the NBA cap was a hard cap. You would not have any of the super teams. Which, I mean,
It'd be screwed.
I guess not a good thing, but whatever. But I have a trivia question for you guys real quick before we get to our guests. Okay, so since NHL last had their deal, which was the conclusion of the 2004 finals, there are 12 players who are still playing in the league right now, who were in the league when ESPN last had the deal. Who wants to go first?
Zach, you go first.
All right, I'll take the obvious one. I'll go Marc-Andre Fleury.
Okay.
Joe Thornton.
Okay.
Patrick Marleau.
Yep, very good.
Eric Stahl.
Good.
Zdeno Chara.
Of course.
I think we're done.
All right. So the other ones were Dustin Brown.
Oh, no, I
thought I was thinking Dustin Brown, but I wasn't quite there.
Okay, Jason Spezza.
Right.
A very young Brett Burns.
Brent Burns, okay.
Patrice Bergeron.
Henrik Lundqvist.
Joe Pavelski.
No,
okay.
Kessler,
Henrik Lundqvist.
Ryan Miller, and Craig Anderson.
No, Lundqvist's first season was in 05-06.
No, he wasn't there.
Oh,
Craig
my
Anderson.
God. I thought his was 02-03.
Stop yelling.
Also, a part of the deal is Disney, or yes, I guess ABC is getting 4 out of the 7 Stanley Cup finals, which will all be broadcast on ABC. They'll get a conference final, I guess, the other choosing, some of the regulars of the early round playoffs. So we'll see who the second partner is. But let's talk that Fox can come back into hockey. CBS is kind of a wild card, but I don't know how much of NBC will cover it anymore after this contract's over, Dan.
Well, you would think you would want, if you're the NHL, if NBC is involved still, if we're just talking traditional cable, you want them because you want them on the USA Network. Just there are more there isn't in as many homes as ESPN, so if not more. So I think if you do stay with NBC, you definitely want the access to the USA Network where all the sports are moving to.
Yeah, and wrestling's already there too. So.
Wrestling's moving to Peacock, isn't it?
No, the WWE Network is moving there, but all the
okay, all right, sorry. I couldn't sleep last night. Well, I mean, I was up and I woke up in old person's pain, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I was just watching stuff on YouTube, and I somehow started watching the 1995 Royal Rumble.
Oh, nice.
It was good.
Let me guess. That was Shawn Michaels, right?
Shawn Michael defeated. It was the first two were Shawn Michael and the British Bulldog, and those were the last two that were left.
Rest in peace, Davey Boy Smith. Yeah. All right. So so I mean, there's good and there's. I would say there's a lot more good than bad in this contract.
I agree.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with the broadcast. Whether they bring back Gary Thorne, Bill Clement. They already said to bring the music back, which is a big plus.
That's great. Yeah, they're dusting off Barry Melrose as we speak.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith talk about hockey. But,
Austin Matthews is better than Connor McDavid.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see where it goes there. But one of the biggest stories right now in hockey, one of the biggest pleasant surprises is the Florida Panthers.
Right.
Who no one thought that they would even make the playoffs, let alone be where they are right now. And we'll talk to somebody who covers the team, Alain Poupart. Alain, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Love the Expos hat. It's fantastic.
Got to represent.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's such a surprise this year with this team. Joel Quenneville obviously going to be one of the finalists for the, Jack Adams right now. To you, what's been the biggest surprise for this team right now?
The biggest surprise, I think, I don't know that anything's a huge surprise because they had some pieces. It's how everything has just come together. It's like they've had incremental improvement from so many different places, starting from Bobrovsky, who did not have a good season last year, didn't have a good start this season, but has been lights out the last couple of weeks, especially last night. He was outrageous against Columbus, stole that win for the Panthers. And all the guys they brought in have made major contributions, starting with Patrick Hornquist, who everybody knew would help the power play, but not to this extent. Radko Gudas, who was kind of an under the radar free agent signing. The guy has been outstanding on the back end. Then you have a guy like Aaron Ekblad, who's always been a good defenseman. He's taken his game to another level. So it's a combination of all of those things that have really brought up the Panthers. I don't know that there's one thing that really stands out as a major surprise because they had some good pieces, starting with Barkov and Huberdeau. It was just a matter of getting everybody, to do a little bit better collectively, and this is what's happened.
It's funny because while this is surprising at their start and how great they've played, like last year I thought the Panthers were coming. The year before I thought the Panthers were coming because when you looked at this team on paper, they had so many good pieces in place, and now it's finally here. Is that all Joe Quenneville? Or as you said, like Aaron Ekblad's gone from a really good player to a first overall draft pick. He has become an absolute superstar. We know how good Barkov is, but now Sasha Barkov looks like one of the top 10 players in the league every night.
Well, here's the thing, though. Barkov's been that player before. He wasn't last year because he wasn't right physically the whole year. He never came out and said it, but you could just tell looking at him, he was not right. This year he's been right physically, and he's been outrageous. I mean, we can talk about Ekblad all we want, and Bobrovsky's strong and working neck, and we shouldn't forget Chris Drieger, who the Panthers got for a song a couple of years ago, who's been like a number one goalie. That's the level he's played at. But Barkov has been by far the best player on that team. I mean, every night, even if he doesn't get on the score sheet, the number of pucks he takes away from opponents and plays he breaks up, it's sickening. I mean, it's crazy. And I pounded on Twitter a couple of times, like, well, how this guy doesn't get more into the Selke conversation. And this is year after year, except for last year again. If he's not in the middle of that conversation this year, something's wrong. Because that guy is he's incredible.
That's funny because it seems like over the years, it's almost like you have to be nominated 3 or 4 times for Selke before you're allowed to win it. It's almost like it's predetermined every year. For like years, it was Datsuk's award, and rightfully so. And then it was Bergeron's award, and rightfully so. And maybe it's Sean Couturier's award at some point. But you're right. If Barkov is not at least a finalist for this award this year, something is clearly wrong. And then you might see Ekblad as a Norris candidate as well.
Yeah, it's one of those where the voters don't necessarily may not see the guys on a nightly basis, and the reality is the Panthers have been kind of it's a very easy to overlook team. They're in South Florida. The fan base isn't terribly large. They're never on national TV. You guys were talking about the ESPN deal.
Yep.
Hey, maybe they'll put the Panthers on every once in a while instead of having Boston, the Rangers, Chicago every single time.
Right.
So that's going to help. But again, I don't know what it's going to take for Barkov to break into that conversation. I did want to backtrack to the point. I just realized I never answered the question talking about the difference in the Panthers. One of the big things is, even though they've always had skill for the past several years, they were not a tough team to play against. And that showed up in the playoffs on those few occasions when they got there, especially if you watch that Islanders series last year. I mean, one of them looked like what you would absolutely expect a playoff type of team to look like. And then you had the Panthers, who looked like they didn't belong in the playoffs. Well, with the guys they've added, in addition to Gudas and Ornquist, who I already mentioned, they've also gotten grittier with guys like, I don't know, Carter Verhaeghe from the Lightning, Alex Wenberg from Columbus. And all of those guys have made the Panthers tougher to play against, and that's going to pay off not only now, but when playoffs come, because right now it sure looks like they're pretty much a lock to make the playoffs in that division.
Well, it's good that you mentioned Wenberg too, because we know about his play in his own zone. It's always been solid, and he had some success in Columbus offensively, and then something went wrong there. Something went south, and he was in and out of Torts' doghouse. He's gotten away from that situation, and now he's still good in his own end, but he's starting to produce offensively as well now too. And one player can't replace Trocheck in the offense that you might have lost a little from him from the trade of Trocheck, but Wenberg has really, really helped offer some secondary options.
Yeah, and the thing with Trocheck is he was down for a little bit. At the time the Panthers traded him, he was not the Vincent Trocheck we're seeing right now with Carolina. I mean, he's been outstanding for them, especially against the Panthers. I mean, they play the Panthers, he scores, it's an automatic.
Right.
But he wasn't that guy anymore for the Panthers. He had the one big year, then he got the contract extension, had the nasty ankle injury, and even after he got back, after time passed after the injury, his play kind of dipped a little bit. And if you know, Trocheck's never been a great defensive player, so if he's not producing offensively, that doesn't work. And that's another guy who's not necessarily a quote unquote playoff type of player because he's not gritty. In replacing with Wenberg, yeah, they've lost something offensively, and that, as we move down the line, could be a little bit of a concern because do they have the depth of scoring to match up with just the two powerhouses in their division in Carolina and Tampa Bay? And that's a major question mark. And Wenberg has had his moments offensively, but they probably still need a little bit more to complement Huberdeau, Barkov, and Ornquist.
And you mentioned before Carter Verhaeghe. He basically came out of nowhere. All three of us really followed him when he was with the Islanders organization in Bridgeport. Always had the scoring touch, but there was just something there that really didn't connect. The Islanders really gave up on him. Traded him to Tampa for basically a backup AHL goalie. Won a cup there last year and now moved on. Did anyone expect this much production from him?
Well, the second he was put on the Barkov line, that then right then and there, he's got a leg up. So no, but he's been well. I don't know if I want to say he's been a major surprise. It's kind of like when the Panthers got Marchessault, who was buried in Tampa Bay behind that ridiculous long list of forwards that they have. Kind of the same deal with Verhaeghe, where early on, even in training camp, there's something there, and then he lands with Barkov on the first line. So there's possibilities. And then they had Duclair playing with them early in the season, and Duclair, ton of speed, and he was snake bit like you wouldn't believe. He didn't have a goal in the first, 10, 12 games. He had chances galore. And Verhaeghe actually was able to capitalize on some of his chances. So, no, he's been a pleasant surprise, but playing certainly helped.
Well, look, the Panthers are certainly in good shape. We know we hope to see a return to form from Bobrovsky, but they are getting overall good goaltending, and there's certainly help on the way with this organization because there's just so many prospects up and down, all sorts of major juniors. I mean, there's no juniors going on right now, but they are just in Europe and in college. I'm a Quinnipiac alum. I've seen Ty Smolanic play all season, the third-round pick that the Panthers just frankly stole. He is one of the best young goal scorers in college hockey. But I wanted to focus on even though they have all the goal with Bobrovsky committed long-term, they have Spencer Knight, who is arguably one of the best goaltending prospects we might have seen since Carey Price. It's going to be very interesting long-term to see what happens there, especially with the expansion draft this offseason. But it's probably a good problem to have.
Yeah, except it's kind of a pickle that they've created for themselves.
Yes, right.
Because they drafted Knight right after. Let me tell you, they signed Bobrovsky after drafting Knight, and they gave Bobrovsky that monstrous contract. And then what was worse, I mean, if at least Bobrovsky lives up to the contract, and again, I want to stress that he's been really, really good the last couple of weeks. He looks like the guy that they've signed. They gave the big contract to. but they're kind of stuck with him. That's a even if his play falters and they decided they did want to go with Spencer Knight, that's an awfully hard contract to trade. So how they resolve that situation, or are you going to make Spencer Knight a career backup while Bobrovsky plays out his contract? I mean, it was kind of a strange move, to be honest, from where I sat.
Zach. All right, we're gonna move on.
One surprise to me.
Is he freeze?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Zach.
Go ahead, Zach.
Go ahead, Zach.
Well, one surprise to me about Florida was Aaron Ekblad. All right,
Okay.
never mind. All right, we'll move over down to Miami. One surprise for me when they made the trade was how they trade. Hold on.
All right, I think Zach's having some technical difficulties.
He's having some internet issues. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
We were moving because you do cover the Dolphins as well, so we wanted to get some takes on the Dolphins offseason. I guess we'll start with the draft coming up. They were fortunate enough to have the Texans pick, so they're drafting, I believe, 3rd overall, and they have another pick in the 1st round as well. What can you expect the Dolphins to address? Because this is a good young team up on the rise that has some needs. They might be able to fill them this year.
Yeah, they have specific needs, and they actually have a lot of needs for a team that just went 10-6 after jumping up from the 5-11 from the year before. I mean, they could use help. You look at up and down their roster. If there's no issue with the Xavier Howard situation, because there could be some sort of a contract problem coming up there. But as their roster stands right now, outside of cornerback and tight end, I don't know that you can look at a whole lot of position where they couldn't use a upgrade. So where they go in the draft at 3, you're looking to maximize the value. Probably the best way to do that, if they're sticking with Tua Tagovailoa as their starting quarterback, would be to trade back for a team that does want a quarterback at 3, pick up. Hopefully you pick up a 1st-round pick in 2022, drop down to 8 or 9 or 10, and pick best player at that spot, whether it be a wide receiver like Jalen Waddle or Devontae Smith, or maybe even Kyle Pitts, a tight end from Florida, should he happen to fall down to 8 or 9, which I'm not sure is going to happen. Or you pick one of the 2 big offensive tackles, either Penei Sewell from Oregon or Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. But they have a lot of options they could go.
All right, Zach's back. You got it. You got a question about it?
Well, I think you brought it up with Jamar. What I think they should do at 3 with Jamar Chase. But
if I may, Jamar Chase is a fabulous prospect. And one of the NFL comps for him is Steve Smith Jr. And if the Dolphins get that kind of player, nothing wrong with that. I personally am not a fan of drafting a wide receiver 3rd overall, because I don't think that's maximizing the pick, unless you're looking at projecting a future Hall of Famer like Calvin Johnson or maybe Andre Johnson when Houston drafted him 3rd overall.
Yeah. Now, with Tua, you had Carson Wentz get traded, Jared Goff got traded, Sam Darnold could be on the block. A lot of these guys, are having short, stints with these teams. Right before, Goff got the big deal, Wentz got the big deal. Do you think, Tua will have a short leash before they have to? I know he's got a couple years before they have to pick up his option, but do you think they'll give him a short leash now? I mean, I don't know if Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to come back. He said that he might want to come back to play it. Probably not in Miami, but he got pulled for a couple games. I don't know who the backup is going to be for the Dolphins next year. But do you think that they'll kind of give Tua a shorter leash going forward?
Well, here's the thing. A lot of it's going to depend on what happens with Deshaun Watson. I think if Houston puts out word that come with your best offers, we're trading Deshaun Watson, I think the Dolphins get on the phone and see what it's going to take. And if that's the case and the Dolphins can pull the deal, well, it's sorry, Tua, but we're moving along with somebody who we know is going to be a franchise quarterback as opposed to somebody we hope is going to be a franchise quarterback. If they don't make that kind of move, I do think the Dolphins owe it to themselves to evaluate the quarterbacks in this year's draft. If they think one of them is a clear upgrade over Tua, then by all means they should take him. I don't know if that guy exists outside of Trevor Lawrence. And so then, yeah, they're going to come back with Tua in 2021 if those two scenarios don't materialize. But then he's not going to live out his contract if his game doesn't pick up from what happened last year.
Now, one thing that happened yesterday that surprised me was the Green Bay Packers not tagging running back Aaron Jones. And from what I've seen for a couple of weeks now is how the Dolphins might be interested in adding Jones to the offense. Would you think that adding Jones would be a good or a bad move? And he wants to be paid max money. I don't blame him. He's been excellent the last 2 years with Green Bay, but I don't really think paying a running back that much is worth it. Do you think they should go after Jones?
No, I'm with you, Zach. I'm not a fan of paying huge money in free agency when you can get a running back either with their second of their 2 first-round picks, which is 18 overall, or second-round pick, which is 36. You're going to get a guy at a much lower salary that you have under contract for 4 years at a good price. You're going to get a guy who doesn't have the hits that Aaron Jones has. And something else to remember about Aaron Jones. Yeah, he did great in Green Bay, put up great numbers. He also played behind one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. He also played alongside the league MVP, who was somebody that opposing defenses certainly had to worry about a lot more than if he plays with the Dolphins. So, and another factor to add to the equation is the Dolphins went the free agency route to get a running back last offseason, and that was Jordan Howard, and it blew up in their face. They wound up releasing him in November, I think it was, so maybe they're going to be a little hesitant to go back to that route. So, and I understand I just saw a report tonight that they might be interested in James Conner. It's free agency time. The Dolphins are going to be reported to be interested in 75 players, if not more, and they're not going to sign all of them. From where I sit, I'm not a fan of the move of signing Aaron Jones.
Right, yeah. Alain, thanks for a few minutes tonight. You can check out his work on Nhl.com, also SI with the All Dolphins. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Alain.
You got it.
All right, so let's move on to trivia. And we're going to bring in our contestant for tonight from Sportsology, Russ Cohen. Russ, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. So before we get to Zach, what are you doing?
I was checking the thing to make sure I got out all the chat on my phone.
No one wants to see your finger close up, okay?
I know. That's like the second time, too.
Yeah, you're not a hand model.
I don't know where that finger's been, okay? All right.
Wow, I see.
Okay. Before we get to trivia, okay, 2 quick points. First, start with the Mets. What the hell were the Mets doing today? And celebrating like they won the World Series?
I know. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to ignore spring training as much as I can. Yeah. With Carrasco already being hurt without ever throwing a pitch. Like, I'm doing my best. I'm watching and I'm not watching. I can't even.
You're going to come up and go to a game with me this year, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, good. I got 21 games, so we should go to some.
All right.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
21.
I'm fully vaccinated.
I'll be fully vaccinated by next week. Noel, how did you fail as a father with your kid wearing a Dolphins jersey?
Okay, so as you can tell behind me, he has a Cleveland Browns jersey, which is Baker Mayfield. We have 2 Lion jerseys, right?
I have 1, Calvin Johnson.
Okay, which is legit.
He owns a Lions jersey and a Browns jersey.
And who else?
So he likes losing. Is that what?
And a Bengals jersey too. So
yeah, so he embraces losing.
He's doing the best he can.
Look at me, So, okay, but real quick with the Jets, I mean, obviously they'll have the second most cap money. I don't know what they're doing with quarterback. I don't think they know right now, or they're not letting on. Do you think they're drafting a quarterback at number 2?
Nope. I think they're drafting Sewell. I think all the rest is nonsense. I think he's trying to drum up a trade like he did last year. Didn't get it done. And honestly, I don't know what Joe Douglas is going to do in free agency because everybody's like, well, he's got all this money. This is the plan. Let's see this plan really unfold because I'm not so sure about the plan yet.
Yeah, I agree. But if they do decide to keep Darnold, I mean, that option to pick up, it's not as bad as some other.
No, I mean, you made a great point. My problem with the NFL now is of all the quarterbacks you're going to draft, let's say everybody goes top 10 for the next 5 years and drafts a quarterback, right? How many of those guys are they going to keep until they have to pay.
Right.
5 of them, 4 of them, 3 of them. Most of the time, teams are going to end up striking out and still not get anywhere. That's why I'd rather build up the rest of the team and go on a longer cycle with Darnold, hoping for the best. And if not, yeah, guess what? Jets are going to be bad next year, too. They can draft a quarterback next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not concerned because I expect them to be bad next year anyway.
Right.
If you have Becton, you have Sewell, it's a good foundation in the line.
Yeah.
You know, the second first round picking draft some, a receiver there. I don't really
Running back?
I don't want to draft running back in the first round.
Not that high.
Yeah.
If they had, with the second pick, if you want to get the running back, fine. If you want to get the kid out of Alabama, fine. If he's there.
I think P. Ryan can be good. He just needs to stay healthy. I think he showed some flashes.
He showed some flashes.
I think he's worth giving another look to. He's raw.
I still think he's a number 2, though. I don't think he's
probably, but it looks like he can contribute more next year.
Yes. Oh, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, and the way the NFL is now, you need more than one running back. Anyway.
Yeah, you probably need 3.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. You
It's
can't
like
bring back Powell every year. So, yeah. All right.
Real quick, before we get to trivia, real quick. Russ, what do you think of the NHL deal with ESPN?
I think it's good. Again, I'm not going to be one of these guys that pines away for Gary Thorne. They haven't had Gary Thorne on there for a million years. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm happy for Buccigross. He's a good guy. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that NBC is really taking this step back. I mean, everybody's like, well, they won't have a network, but they have Peacock, and they brought in the WWE on Peacock. So they could have done that. They didn't do that. I'm a little worried about the Fox part of it because if you're ever trying, and Dan would appreciate this, if you're ever trying to catch a college hockey game on the Fox Regional Sports Network and they say it's on one channel, it's almost never on that channel. And I just kind of wonder, because they're going to be like that third man in, because everybody's going to have a piece, that they are bringing them on for their regional network, and I'm not in love with it.
That's one thing I like about ESPN Plus, because all the ECAC games are on there. I know every Quinnipiac game's on there. I don't have to go looking anywhere else. And it's even the nice thing too is you can format it where it's like you can put your likes there so they come right up in your drop down, or they have like what's live right now per sport. Yeah. So it's like, okay, there, boom, I got 6 games.
And by the way, this ECAC tournament is so fugazi. It's horrible. They should have had a round. They should have had a round robin. That's what they should have done.
Yeah, they shouldn't even have it. They don't even need to. There's only 3 teams. They don't even
I know.
Need
it's like, why are you even doing it? Why are you naming it? I just don't like it. It's not no slight to Quinnipiac. It's not.
No, they're only really team probably worthy of making the tournament anyway.
I mean, would Colgate make it in a regular year? No, they wouldn't make it.
No. All right, time for trivia. I'm a little nervous.
Okay, here we go. So the categories are first ladies.
Okay.
Not the politician kind. It's, women athlete, accomplishing something for the first time.
Okay.
March Madness, obviously, that's self-explanatory. Orange, you glad I asked. So it's teams that have orange in their color.
All right.
Makes some sense there. And now a word from our sponsor, which is, I'll give you the team name, and you will tell me where they play.
Okay.
And last, and certainly not least, is Triple Crown winners. And that could be in either baseball or the Sport of Kings horse racing.
Great.
Okay, so
there's going to be retribution for that category next week. That's all I'm going to say.
It's not that hard. Okay. All right. If you know 3 horses, they're probably in here. Okay.
It's not that hard when you have the answers in front of you.
I know, right?
True. Okay. All right. So since Russ, you're our guest and you're a Jet fan, you go first. Okay, and then a little breakdown here. You have 2 of each point total. So you have 2 1s, 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, and 2 5s. So the floor is yours.
Wait, you're not asking me a question? I have to.
Yeah, you're going to put the board up?
You pick the category.
Yeah, we can't see the screen.
Okay, we can't see the screen. Okay, that's fine. I'll go Triple Crown winners.
Hold on.
He's just Knowles have. There we go. Okay.
All right.
There we go.
I'll still go Triple Crown winners.
Okay, for what total?
Let's go for 3.
For 3. Okay. It is, let's see. A son of the great man of war, he captured the Triple Crown in 1937 after stumbling and getting injured at the start of the Belmont. Perhaps he is more recognized for losing a match race to Seabiscuit.
Wow.
I just sound like a horse.
I'm trying to think of an old. Yeah, I know it's I know it's old. I know. Nah, can't come up with it.
All right. The correct answer is War Admiral.
War Admiral. I wouldn't have gotten that. I know the name, but I wouldn't have gotten that. All right.
Okay. All right, Dan, you're next.
All right, I'm gonna look a little to the left here. And now a word from our sponsor for 2.
Okay. The Atlanta Braves.
Zach, what are you doing with your hands?
I was plugging in my phone to make sure it doesn't die.
Oh
Good.
my God.
Come on. We got to have a talk after the show here.
Yeah, post-show meeting. Go ahead, Noel. I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The Atlanta Braves. Where do they play? What's the name of their stadium?
Hasn't it already changed names?
It did.
A million times.
Yeah, I know the original.
When you have a bank that's your sponsor, that's a hint. It takes a lot.
SunTrust?
Combine it?
SunTrust Mortgage?
No, sorry.
Oh, SunTrust Park.
No, it's Truist Park.
What the hell's Truist?
So stupid.
That's a
Really.
2-point question?
That's number 2 question.
Are they like the Buffalo?
That's a
Sabres?
2-point question.
That's a 2-point question. Come on, you follow baseball. You should know that.
I don't even know what sponsor that is.
It's
I
a
know. I don't either.
There's going to be retribution next week.
Oh, bring it. Okay.
All right.
All right, you're up.
I'm going to go First Ladies for 2.
Okay, First Ladies for 2. Okay, at the age of 14, this Romanian became the first gymnast to be awarded a perfect 10 score at the
Yadi
Olympics.
Komanic.
Very good.
That's a 2-point question. First Ladies for 3.
I have the Russ questions and the Dan questions.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. So, at only 18 years old, this tennis all-star was ranked number 1 and was the first female from Russia to do so. She won 5 Grand Slams, 2 at the French and 1 at the Australian Open, 1 Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open.
Sharapova.
Very good, Dan.
Yeah, I knew that one too.
All right, Russ.
Let's go First Ladies 4.
Okay. This lady was the first female fighter to be inducted into UFC Hall of Fame in 2018. That year, she signed a contract with the WWE and began professional wrestling.
Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
She was the first woman.
In the Hall of Fame, yeah.
In the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Orange, you glad I asked for 3.
Wait, now just for clarification, is this like primary color or could it be like secondary color too?
It's a color they have, but come on.
But I don't know if it's like their.
No, but that's a good question. He's right because
There's orange in the jersey, I assume.
Okay. There's orange in all of these logos.
All right.
right.
That way. Okay. Not like they're earned or comeback, throwback, whatever jersey they have.
Right.
Primary color is not orange, but yet they have orange.
It's in their jersey. Okay. You said 3?
Yeah.
Okay. This team from the North Division has won 9 NFL championships, including the Super Bowl title in 1986, and boasts more regular season
Chicago
victories
Bears.
than any other NFL franchise. Clark Griswold was clearly a fan as he sports a cap with their logo in all 4 vacation movies.
Chicago Bears.
I know, but next time wait till the question's answered, please. Or the question is, thank you.
You didn't yell at Russ when he did that.
That's true. He didn't.
Okay.
I know. I like yelling at you, though. And plus, that was a clever question by Amy, so I wanted her to finish. Okay, you're next.
Good point.
I'm going to go First Ladies 5.
First Ladies 5. Okay. In 1988, this track and field athlete became the first American woman to earn a gold medal in long jump, as well as the first American woman to earn a gold medal in the heptathlon, probably butchered that, and earning her title as the greatest female athlete of all time, according to Sports Illustrated for Women magazine.
Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yep.
That's a good question. Orange, you glad I asked for 5.
Not really. Okay.
Wow. Just hating on Dan.
Okay. Playing in the NBA's Western Conference Pacific Division, this is the only team in the division not based in California.
Pacific Division?
Yeah.
They have orange in their jerseys?
Yeah.
The Portland Trailblazers.
No. The Phoenix Suns.
Why wouldn't the Portland Trailblazers be in the Pacific Division?
They are. Was an issue with the question, but still, you got it wrong. So
Okay, but their state touches the Pacific Ocean. I don't care about the question. I think the question's fine. It's a good question, but I'm just saying from the NBA perspective, if you touch the Pacific Ocean, shouldn't you be in the Pacific Division?
I don't know. Talk
I mean,
over.
they're weird. They don't even matter.
They used to matter when they had Alvin Adams. Come on.
Yeah.
I have to ask again. What is what is March Madness about?
College basketball.
It's all college basketball.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right, I'm staying away from that. Triple Crown winners number 2.
All right. This war hero and 2-time AL MVP won the Triple Crown twice, neither in his MVP season.
Seabiscuit.
I'll read the question again.
Wait, you said war hero. Seabiscuit was like a war horse. I thought.
I'll read this question again to you. This war hero and 2-time American League Most Valuable Player.
Okay, so it's not a horse question.
It's not. This one's not a horse.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You want to read it one more time or you got it?
Yes, please.
Okay. This war hero and 2-time AL MVP won the Triple Crown twice, neither in his MVP season.
Twice. Either. Yeah, I'll kill myself. Go ahead. I know it, but go ahead.
Ted Williams.
Mm.
Okay.
I just can't believe it wasn't a horse question. I thought it was connected to a horse, and that was crazy. All right, whatever.
March Madness for 2.
March Madness for 2. This player was the last one-and-done player to win the national title before declaring for the NBA draft. He holds this distinction as the high. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, this I'll read this again because I screwed up here. This player was the last one-and-done player to win the national title before declaring for the NBA draft. He holds this distinction as the highly touted freshman who led Syracuse to the national title in 2003.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh, my prediction was way off then.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm going to go first, ladies, for 1.
All right, let's close that category out.
First one question, all you guys were scared of them.
The Canadian hockey goaltender became an Olympic silver medalist and achieved a number of historic firsts during her career, including becoming the first woman to play in any of the major North American pro sports in 1992 with the Tampa Bay Lightning. She was also a guest on our show.
Manon Rhéaume.
Yes.
Word from our sponsor for 1.
All right. The Detroit Pistons and Red Wings.
Little Caesar.
Very good, Dan. I'm sure it's a nice arena, but crummy pizza.
Yeah, even crummy pizza is still good pizza.
If you've had a lot to drink, Little Caesar's pizza is not bad.
I agree, Russ.
Either way, drunk or sober, you're going to throw from that pizza. So,
But will you throw up on Lou Whitaker's star on the Walk of Fame like someone did in Detroit?
eating that pizza, probably not. Okay.
I've never thrown up from eating any pizza.
Okay.
I'll try a word from our sponsor, 3.
For which one? Sorry.
Word from our sponsor, number 3.
Number 3. The New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm good.
Can I steal it?
I'm going to say Mercedes-Benz Dome.
No. Zach, you want to steal it?
I think it's them, but it might be Sacramento. Is it Smoothie King Center?
That's correct, bud.
Oh my God. Smoothie King.
Yeah.
Wow.
The best sponsor.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz is for the Saints, but I have to give it a shot.
Yeah.
March Madness for 1.
Dan keeping it between the tackles here. Okay. Though their most recent victory was in 1995, This team has the most national titles in the history of the NCAA tournament.
UCLA Bruins?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed too.
They have the most.
And I stink. And I stink at college basketball.
Yeah.
How many do they have?
11.
Yeah, 11. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
knew it was double digits. Yeah.
Last
I'm going to go Triple Crown winners for one.
Triple Crown winners for one.
First, wait a second. Guys, in the comments, we don't do no bullshit in the comments, all right? No more bullshit in the comments. It's ridiculous. We don't talk like that. We're grown-ups, and this is a grown-up show. All right, moving on.
All right. Good job, Mr. Petru. Okay. Nicknamed Big Red, this 3-year-old set the stakes record in each of the Triple Crown races, including an American record 2 minutes and 24 seconds in the Belmont, a race he won by 31 lengths.
Secretariat.
Yeah.
At least I got one.
Yeah. All right, Dan. Yeah.
Wait, how come you didn't take it off? It's
What do
still
I-
up there.
Yeah, it's still up there.
All right. Now it's gone.
All right.
So now, Dan, you have a 4.
Keep up with us, Noel.
I have a 4 and a 5, right? Two 4s and a 5.
Yeah, Dan's yelling scared me, so I got rattled there. Okay.
Stop with the fingers. Buy him a stand for his phone. Anyhow, go ahead.
All right, let's go with Orange. You glad I asked for 4?
Okay. All right. This North Division team holds several impressive records for all the wrong reasons. They are one of 12 teams to not have won a Super Bowl, and they have not won a playoff game since 1990, which is the longest active drought in the NFL.
Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bungles is
Yeah, I would have gotten that one.
What's the score right now?
let me do it. Okay, hold on. 4, 6. All right, Russ has 13. Dan has 20.
Okay.
Lead here. Okay.
All right, let's
Big
go.
questions left, though. Some big questions left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Each of you have a 4 and a 5.
Yep.
All right, we'll go for a 4 from the sponsor one.
All right. Sponsor the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh.
I'm going to say Quicken Loan Center.
Ooh, that used to be
It's not?
no
Uh,
Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
It's like the same thing.
I know. It's like, oh, that's all right.
That's their new name.
Okay, just so you know, for that for the Triple Crowns, and you have been killer tonight. I just want to say one of next week's categories is going to be called "Brand It Like Beckham," and it's going to be EPL sponsors on jerseys. So that will be. We have Dartan back next week. He's going to crush that. Okay,
I'll let him run the table. That one, it's fine. By me.
Let's do March Madness for 4.
March Madness for 4. The T-Mobile Stadium in this Midwestern city has hosted the Final Four for 134 games. That number will increase as it's been declared the host of the 2023 Division I's basketball regional.
T-Mobile Center?
T-Mobile Stadium.
T-Mobile Stadium. Can you read the question again, please?
Sure. This T-Mobile Stadium in this Midwestern city has hosted the most Final Four games at 134. That number will increase and has been declared as the host of the 2023 Division I Men's Final Four.
Midwest City. Indianapolis.
Incorrect. Kansas City.
Kansas City. I was close. That was a 4.
That was a 4. Ross can still make up some ground here. We got a 5 and a 4.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go. We'll go 5 with the sponsor one.
Nice. Okay. I love this category. Okay, here we go.
I hate it, but go ahead.
This one you might get. Chicago White Sox.
Oh, they changed it too. It's something really
Yeah,
stupid.
but I know what it used to be. And
Me too.
But I need to know what it is now.
I know, that's
I
the
know.
problem. It's like impossible to keep up with them.
Wait,
I'll say like Verizon Park, but I know it used to be US.
It's really
Cellular.
stupid. It used to be US Cellular, right? And it's
I
really
know.
stupid now. It's like, it's something so stupid. What is it, Noel?
Guaranteed rate. Field.
All right, I guess I'm gonna go Triple Crown winners for 5 because why not?
Okay, Triple Crown winners for 5.
I'm assuming this is gonna be a horse.
I know.
Okay,
Please,
right. There have been 4 winners of the NL Triple Crown, 3 of which came from the same team. This Cardinal hit 400 in both of the Triple Crown wins.
I actually know this one.
Okay, well, tell me.
Well, it has to be because he was the only one that hit home runs in the 20s and 30s in the National League. Is it Rogers Hornsby?
Very good.
Yeah,
Good job, Dan.
that may seal my fate with that one.
Yeah.
I'll go Triple Crown 4.
Okay, last question here. I gotta screw up the word. I'll fix it. In 2015, this Colt ended the longest drought in Triple Crown history when he became the first Triple Crown winner in 37 years.
Is it Smarty Jones?
Oh, good one. I think he won the first 2 legs. American Pharaoh.
Oh, I love that name.
American Pharaoh. Okay.
All right.
Nah, I'm done.
That was I feel beaten up after that one.
Yeah.
I do too.
Those were excellent questions. Those were really good questions.
Yeah.
I mean, I froze on Ted Williams. That was bad for me, but that's all right.
Another good job by Amy there. And I did some of those bad categories stand for you. So
Yep. Don't worry. I'm back next week.
yeah. All right, Zach, you want to clear the board now?
Sure. Why not?
All right. Aren't you glad I asked? For one, this team in the AL East Division adopted their name in honor of the official state bird and went on to their greatest success from 1966 to 1983.
That's easy.
When they made 6 World Series appearances, winning 3 of them. This era of the club featured several Hall of Famers, including starting pitcher Jim Palmer and shortstop Cal Ripken Jr.
The Baltimore Orioles.
Very good. All right. Aren't you glad for 2? Their success in the 1980s in the era of the Pacific Division has been honored with dynasty status by the Hockey Hall of Fame. Their record began to slip as they came up short in their last trip to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2006, having missed the playoffs for 15 seasons.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Very good.
And that's also a lie. They made it in 2017.
No. At that point.
Oh, okay. I get it. My bad.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. All right. March Madness for 3. Since 2003, Royal Williams has served as head coach for this team, which holds the record for most NCAA college basketball Final Four appearances with 20 in total.
I don't know.
Just name a school.
Well,
Danny Manning went there?
That doesn't.
See, I know Danny Manning, but I can't even picture what school he went to.
I can't think of anyone else that went there. Didn't Will Chamberlain go there?
You're just spewing nonsense now, Dan. Okay, Michael Jordan went there.
Oh, okay. I know.
Roy Williams. I was thinking Kansas. He doesn't coach there anymore. Never mind.
University of North Carolina.
Very good. And let's.
Oh, we got that wrong? I still thought he was in Kansas.
All right, last one here.
Kansas.
Roy Williams was at Kansas before North Carolina.
The Southern team, coached by Chris Beard, came in second in 2019, losing the title to overtime in Virginia.
Is it Texas Tech?
Very good. Nice.
That's great.
I would never have gotten that.
That's
I
a good
remember
answer.
Jarrett Culver was on that team.
That's right.
Yeah. Great job.
That sucks for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Crushed it, Zach.
That was a good job, Zach. And Russ, that was a really good job, too.
Yeah, it was a mediocre job. I could have done better, but I didn't. So
Yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah. But
Congrats to Dan. He did a good job.
yeah. We'll definitely have him on.
I still lost to a Jello, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I said
It's been bothering me for years.
Yeah.
Russ has to come back on.
Yeah, he will come back for the NHL draft, when that may be.
Yep. NHL draft is July.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh, okay.
It's officially July.
Do we know where? Is it going to be virtual again?
They're 50-50. They're not sure. They said it could be virtual. I'm hoping they have it in Vegas. Honestly, I am.
It'll probably be virtual.
Well, you're going, right?
I'll go either way. Like, I'll be on the draft.
So you prefer to go to Vegas?
I prefer to go to Vegas
Okay.
than my living room and just talk about the draft on Sirius, but I'll do either one.
Right.
Is there a clear-cut number one for this year? Or
Yeah, I think there is, but some don't. I think it's Owen Power, but some think it's William Eklund. But I really think it's Owen Power.
I mean, that's a great name. He has to be the number one pick.
Owen Power?
It's a wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a wrestler. That's a perfect name for a wrestler.
I mean, the way we are in this league, if you don't want a defenseman that you could plug in right away and eventually, move up and be a top pairing guy for 10, 15 years, then I'm not sure what you're looking for in this draft.
Right. Yeah. But before we go, a quick, comment about the potential draft lottery changes. What do you think about them?
I like it because I think it stops the multi-year tank. I think if you do move up 10 spots, I think that should count as like a draft win, like they're saying, because 10 spots is a lot. I mean, again, like last year, you would have made the playoffs and then moved up 10 spots, right? At least it won't happen this year. But still, if you move up 10 spots, you're a team that just missed out on the playoffs, and now you moved up to about, the 5th spot, something like that. And so I think that's fine. I'm okay with all those rules. I'm glad that teams can't pick worse than 2 when they're really bad, because I think, Detroit got jobbed picking at 4. I do. And they didn't really tank it. They really just were bad.
Right.
So,
right. There's a difference.
Yeah. And so I do think these rules are good. And I think ultimately it shouldn't be like football. I get why football does it, but football also has different schedules. Like the NHL doesn't have different schedules and strength of schedule. They don't have that. Right. So that's why I can't match up apples to apples that way.
Right. All right, cool. Go celebrate the Mets winning the spring training trophy.
I am not going to celebrate that at all. You know what I'll celebrate? If Carlos Carrasco ever pitches for the Mets. That's when I'll celebrate.
Totally. It's like what's the name? Vizcaino for Feliciano when the Yankees signed him the 2-year deal.
Yes, Feliciano.
He could be Jed Lowry now.
He could be Jed Lowry, but Feliciano pitched 80 games for the Mets, and then he couldn't pitch one for the Yankees.
Exactly. All right, Russ. Thanks.
All right, see you guys. It was a lot of fun. Take care.
All right, guys. Good show.
Yeah, and we'll have Vartan back next week, and he'll return and do trivia with you, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
we appreciate Mike last week and Russ coming on this week for our guest spots. We'll keep doing that in the future as well.
Yeah. All right. So for Zach's Fingers and Dan Petru, I'm Nhl Fogelman, and subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like us on Facebook, Twitter. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks to Amy. Thanks Joanna. Thanks Alicia. You all do a great job for us, and we'll see you next week.